Well, good afternoon and welcome to the Business Owner Interview Series. My name is Gonzalo Herrera, a founding partner for Pinnacle Action Coach, an executive and business coaching firm located and serving Southwest Ohio and Northern Kentucky. The intention of these interviews, of this interview series, is really to put a spotlight in some of our local businesses, right? Um, the idea is to give owners the opportunity to tell us their story. For that purpose, I have invited today Jenny Ost with Premium Beach Condos. Jenny, how are you?
I'm great. How are you?
I am doing great too. Thank you very much, and thank you for being with us. So let's go ahead and get started.
Okay.
All right,
All right.
perfect. So Jenny, why don't we start by you telling us about your business?
Okay. Well, Premium Beach Condos is a very small business. I'm the sole employee of the business. I run my business out of a backpack. Wherever I am, I run my business. It's a paperless business. My mission is primarily to specialize in platinum quality vacation rentals in Panama City Beach, Florida. All the properties meet the platinum rental standards. So in order to be included in our portfolio, they have to meet certain minimum requirements. We pride ourselves in 5-star ratings, exceptional customer service, and we work to create vacations with wonderful lifetime memories. So that's really our mission. Our mantra is exceptional vacations, exceptional value, and exceptional service. So that's kind of who we are.
A beach condo sounds about great right now. This has been a couple of cold days.
Yes,
All right,
it has been
right.
very much so.
So Jenny, how would you describe your ideal client, what we call your target audience? Who is that?
Okay. Most of the time our clients are families or couples, small families. Our condos have a maximum capacity of 8. We're not into the big houses and things like that. So we focus on the smaller individual families. Primarily the decision makers, female, ages 35 to 60. That's who we target our marketing with. And they have discretionary income that's around $3,000 to $5,000 a year for a vacation. So that's kind of our primary focus.
Yep, makes a lot of sense. Usually the lady in the house is the one that makes all these arrangements. What?
Probably 95% of the time, yes.
Yes, that's how it goes. So, given our times, it's almost impossible to go through an interview and not talk about COVID. So, what is the biggest impact that COVID has had in your business? And let me add to that a second part. Um, are you doing any planning or any preparation for this? I don't know if it's the second or third or fourth surge that we're having of COVID.
Okay, that's several questions. As far as the biggest impact goes, we had massive cancellations. It was like having a hurricane come through. And in some ways, I look at Hurricane Michael that hit us, a few years ago at the end of 2017 or 18 as practice for this, because we had to figure out how to deal with all these cancellations and still keep our returning based customers, keep these people happy, somewhat stress-free during a difficult time without putting ourselves out of business. So dealing with those cancellations, it took a hit on our business, but I think in the long term, it helped us because despite not having travel insurance, we did full refunds, rescheduled people. And then as this has gone on, we've lost, for example, all of our Canadian snowbirds. Usually our winter season for 3 months, we have people come down from Canada and stay with us to keep our condos full. All of them have canceled 100% because they can't come. And then the other thing we've seen is that people are only booking about 14 to 21 days maximum out. They're not making plans well in advance, despite the fact that we changed our cancellation policy to allow that. So we've said full cancellation, in 30 days, full refund, but people still are too afraid to book. So we have to kind of work around that and figure out, okay, how do we cater to the people who just are afraid to book long term? So we try to reduce that cancellation policy and learn that rescheduling is just going to be how things work going forward. You just have to respond to what people need. So we become very, very flexible.
Yes, that's the key there, right? Flexibility. So,
Yeah, that's really the secret.
Sure. Jenny, to stay on the topic of the pandemic, are there one or two specific actions? You're telling us about the flexibility, right? For the
Mhm.
rescheduling and all that.
Right.
Any other very specific action that you are taking in order to react to the pandemic?
Yes, definitely. The first and foremost was cleaning. Obviously, we had to reinvent our cleaning processes and document them well. I mean, we used to go in and thoroughly clean, but now the disinfection process is maximized. You know, we go through and clean every dish in the kitchen that even though our license didn't require us to in the past, we do that. We go in with air foggers and we clean the furnace vents and we clean the draperies and the sofas and everything that's in there with airborne disinfectants. You know, all of that is new to us, but it's worked really well because we can then put that in our cleaning description and people feel more comfortable booking with us doing that. We've also had to change our pricing strategy significantly and our minimum stays. We used to be 14-day minimum stay. People don't want to stay that long. They want to kind of get in, see the ocean, and get out. So we've had to adjust for that as well. So we've shortened our stays. We've changed the cleaning practices and pricing. Pricing is far reduced now than was a year ago until you get the surge that comes back. You know, when they, for a while, they lifted restrictions in July, June and July. At that point, people kind of flooded to the beach. They wanted a clean condo, but everybody was fighting for it. So our rates actually ended up giving us record revenues for June and July, which was a big surprise. So we anticipate that again for next year once we have a vaccine in place and people are starting to come to the beach. Everybody is anticipating that rates will go back up.
Yes, I would agree with that. I think that's going to be the next stage, you know, after all this comes down, vaccine working, people are going to be like, I really need it. We didn't do it last year. And
Right,
yes, it's
right.
going to swing the other way.
Yep.
So, Jenny, you've been a business owner for a while.
Mm-hmm.
Let's talk about the business in general. What is
Okay.
the biggest learning that you have had as a business owner?
Well, there are probably two things. One is my philosophy is help, don't sell. If you go out there and you're trying to push people to book or push people to close or whatever, people get frustrated. So my focus is all about helping them. What do you need? Let me help you. This is available. Let me help you. And if I'm not the right fit for them, I find somebody else who is because they'll come back to me first next time. So that's the first thing. The other thing that I've learned, and I tell myself, remind myself over and over, there's always more than one correct way to do things. So don't be afraid to try something new. Just because something works doesn't mean you can't reach out and experiment a little bit and try something different.
Those are
So
two great pieces of advice, and I would say they apply to many, if not all, businesses. You know,
yes, definitely. Absolutely.
exclusive to yours. So when we first started with COVID, especially back February, March, April, those days, we saw a lot of ugly things in general. I guess it was the panic of people and how they were reacting, and even from going to the grocery store and people just getting as much as they could just for themselves, nobody else, things like that, right? But we have also seen a lot of good in
Mhm.
our community, right? So let me ask you, and this will be the last question: what is most inspiring to you today?
I think that people see us as all in this together. You know, if you look at our political climate, we're very disparaged. We're fighting each other tooth and nail. But when we start actually dealing with the COVID challenges, I find more often than not, people look at us as in this together. So when somebody calls me to cancel, and I say, yes, let's reschedule, let's work this out, they're very understanding. Or if they have a maintenance problem while they're staying with me, and I said, you know what, it's going to be a week before this guy is available, he's backed up, or a piece of furniture broke and I have to get it repaired. You know, it's 16 weeks to get a piece of furniture. You know, people are totally okay with that. They get it. And they're very understanding. And in a year or 2 years ago, people were not that way. They were like, well, this is your business. You should figure this out. Now they totally get it. So I think that gives hope that people realize that when it comes to the COVID, we're all in it together.
Yeah, and I bet you maybe because some of those people may be business owners, or they may work for companies where they see things like
Yeah.
that they didn't plan for and are happening, right?
Right, right. And they get some of a win too when they get me to come to the table also to say, yes, let's reschedule. I know we didn't used to do that, but we do now. So, if I'm giving, they're going to give. So,
Absolutely. Yep, very good. So that was the last question that we had here for today, but
okay.
I want to share again your information for those of you watching out there. If you're interested in some nice vacation, here's the information for Jenny Ost and Premium Beach Condos. And if you're a business owner out there watching this interview and you would like to be part of this, if you want to be able to tell us your story and have the spotlight in your business, please contact me or contact us. Our handle pretty much in all the platforms is Pinnacle Action Coach. So please go ahead and we'll be more than happy to talk to you about it. So Jenny, again, thank you very much for joining us today, and good luck.
Thank you.
Thank you.